There are shocking laws that are okay in Japan but illegal around the world.
Alright. I can't think about it. Could be useful. Let's
I've
watch.
made videos before on things that you can't do in Japan because of Japanese law.
Huh,
Or
huh.
unknown laws here in Japan that could get you arrested.
Huh.
But this time I wanted to switch things up and show you guys some laws here in Japan that are actually legal but are illegal in the rest of the world. Many think that Japan is a very strict country, and rightfully so. But when you hear some of these Japanese laws, you may be scratching your head. And to be clear from the start, I don't recommend doing any of these things. I'm not providing legal advice, and this is for entertainment only. But like always, before I start, if you want to see what I'm doing on the daily, check out my Instagram account. If you guys want to help support the channel, then check out my Japan merch. And if you have any questions about Japan or your Japan travels, check out my Discord community. Oh, and let me know in the comments how these laws compare to your country.
Thank you for the subbing. Thank you so much.
Alright, let's do this. Number 1, age of consent. This one is a much debated topic in Japan today, but the legal age of consent is 13 years old in Japan.
Wait,
one of the
what?
lowest in the world. Age of consent referring to the
Really?
minimum age at which a person is considered to be capable
really?
of giving consent to sexual acts.
What?
In fact, this has been part of the Japan Penal Code since 1907.
Wait, fuck, no,
more than
wait,
100
what?
years without change. Interestingly, most prefectures in Japan have statutes and
What?
local ordinances that raise the effective age to
What?
between 16 and 18 years old, while at the same time leaving some gray area for specific cases. At the end of the day, though,
No
the national age
way!
of consent in Japan is 13 years
What?
old. Number 2, marrying cousins. On some
Marrying
of the lighter
cousin is
note,
illegal
it's
in
legal in Japan to marry your first cousin. Like many of these laws in the video, it may be legal in some
This
countries,
is
or if you're from
crazy!
the US or
What?
your state. But the truth is, in other parts of the world, marrying your first cousin is still
What?
against the law.
Oh,
So I thought
wait,
this
what?
one was
Wait,
worth
what?
mentioning. This law dates all the way back to Japan's Meiji period. and
Meiji
was passed
period?
in
Oh,
1898.
wow.
It's common enough in Japan that there's a word for it. Itoko-kon. In
What?
fact, there have been many famous and well-known people in Japan who
No,
have married
I've never
their
heard
first
about
cousin.
it, though.
For example, Japan's 56th Prime Minister, who's the grandfather of Japan's more recent Prime
So I
Minister,
can marry to
Abe,
my
was
cousin?
married to his first cousin. There were even 2 prime ministers after him who were also married to their first cousin. One of the reasons for this law was to allow families
Do
to
it.
keep their wealth within their family. Fortunately, for those living in
Itoko-kon.
Japan today who also want to legally spend the rest of their life with their first cousin, Japan is all for it. Number 3, defamation.
Defamation.
So this is an interesting one. In Japan, you can sue someone for defamation.
Oh,
if they
yeah,
damage
yeah,
your
yeah.
honor,
Meiyokiso.
aka public image, even if the statements are true.
Yeah, this is
one
true.
kind of blew
This
my
is
mind
true.
since I'm from the US, and we understand defamation to be the oral or written communication of a false statement about another that unjustly harms their
Yeah,
reputation.
this is true, though.
And usually constitutes a
Even
tort
it's
or
a
crime. But in
even
Japan,
if it's like you
hurting
spreading the
someone's honor
truth,
or even hurting a
you can get
company's
sued by
honor
that
is
one.
protected by law. Despite the statements being true, I should note though that many laws in Japan leave a lot of gray area. But
Yeah,
the
even
main
if it's
3 criteria
truth,
for defamation
you'll
in
get
Japan
sued for
is,
that.
1, the
Pretty
statement is
crazy
shared
when
with
you
the
think
general
about
public.
it.
2, it reveals specific facts, whether true or not. And 3, damages one's honor, either socially, their value, or how they value themselves. So
I
for
heard about
example,
this.
telling your coworkers or the public that your married boss is having an affair with someone, even though if it's completely true, is considered defamation in Japan. Even online statements, if the 3 previously mentioned criteria are met, can be considered defamation. There are exceptions though, such that you're stating facts about public interest or you're a whistleblower to expose company fraud. But at the end of the day, the Japanese law is to protect individuals and companies from malicious actors that intend to do their honor or image harm. Here are 2 examples that actually happened in Japan. Case 1, in 2018, a person was having an affair and it was posted on social media by a third party. Although the affair was happening, the person sued the third party for defamation. The Tokyo District Court judged for the plaintiff and was awarded 100,000 yen, about $820 today. And case 2, a quasi-rape incident occurred in an
Oh
event
my
circle.
gosh.
Quasi-rape by Japanese definition is a crime of
Holy
committing sexual
fuck.
intercourse, anal intercourse, oral sex with another who's passed out under the influence of such as alcohol and lost consciousness to resist or was not able to resist. A magazine published an anonymous report about the incident without giving the subject's real name. In this case, although the incident happened and the subject was anonymous in the report, the court still awarded for the subject, as it was judged that the subject could be identified by judging the totality of the circumstances, and received a total of 4.4 million yen for defamation damages, about 36,000 US dollars. Maybe not necessarily legal around the world, but I thought this one was worth mentioning. So yeah, if you're in Japan and someone's talking that shiz, you may be able to do something about it. Before I continue on, I want to give a quick shout out to my regular sponsor, Booksu. If y'all don't already know, Booksu provide a gourmet experience of Japanese snacks and tea pairings delivered to your front door. They work with traditional Japanese factories, some over 100 years old.
You talking about me?
Japanese flavors. And each monthly box has its own unique theme, so you get new snacks each and every time. First time users will get a Seasons of Japan box, and after that you'll get a theme box like this one. These boxes are so awesome. You get this nice booklet that takes you through each snack, as well as extra information about Japan and Japanese culture.
That looks
good. 10
to
25 snacks in your box depending on the package you choose. And they're all handpicked from all over Japan to deliver you unique and local Japanese flavors.
Oh, it looks nice.
Get $15 off your own authentic Japanese subscription snack box from Booksu by using my code PALO15 and link in the description.
Alright, thank you.
Food. Now this one is quite a sensitive topic for many people, so I'm going to try to tread lightly. In Japan, hunting whale and dolphins as well as eating seal and sea lion is completely legal. Although it's part of the diet for some Japanese, it's probably safe to say that most don't eat it regularly.
I never eat it before.
In shops and some
I never eat it before.
Even a quick search on Amazon will yield results for some
Wait,
of
you
these
can eat
animals.
seals?
On the other hand,
I didn't know seals
also
is
legal to eat in
edible.
Japan, probably more commonly eaten, and I think it's fair to say that many Japanese consider it a delicious food, as it's easily found on menus.
No, I never eat it before.
Found in Chinese restaurants throughout Japan. But since it's such an expensive delicacy here, Japanese probably won't be eating it regularly. In regards to whaling specifically, Joji Morishita, who negotiated Japan's withdrawal from the International Whaling Commission, said in Japan, the whale-eating issue is a symbol of respect for different cultures. And many people in Japan think it's not right for people from outside to impose food culture on other places. Whether you agree with any of this or not, the simple fact is, at this time, it's legal to eat these foods here in Japan. And number 5, cigarettes.
Didn't know that!
So these days, we all pretty much know that cigarettes are not that good for you. Many places around the world have laws protecting citizens, including children, from cigarettes and secondhand smoke. But Japan, although not there yet, is slowly catching up. There are still things that you can do legally here in Japan when it comes to cigarettes that aren't necessarily legal in other parts of the world. In Japan, you can still buy cigarettes from vending machines. Granted, you have a TASPO photo ID card.
Really?
Also, although most indoor smoking as of 2020 has been prohibited, you can still smoke in hotel rooms, cigar bars, and even some small-sized restaurants and bars that were open before April 2020. I don't know.
This is like this is from 2020. I heard they changed it. Now you can't really smoke even in a restaurant though. They changed it, I guess. So I guess this video is from 2020. So I think they changed it. They changed it. So you can't really smoke anymore. So nah. I don't smoke, so it's kind of like a happy news for me though. Nah, I don't like the smell of the cigarette.
No, though, I feel like there's still a lot of restaurants and bars all throughout Japan that were open before 2020. Either way, Japan has come a long way from where it was just a few years ago, when wherever you went indoors, you can pretty much smoke inside. Anyways, those are things that you can legally do in Japan.
Yeah! Well, that was really nice to know. Thank you!